But who are these people, Puneet Sahani? Who are these advisors with President Trump? जो वो हिंदी में कहते हैं ना कान भर रहे हैं. Are there certain elements around him who have surrounded him suddenly, because there is a big shift in his tone vis-a-vis Bharat in the last 2 months?
So, Anand, actually, I think I will disagree a little bit with you and the other, but one thing I think we can all agree is Trump is pretty much his own person. And what I will give you an extra perspective is because I live in New York. So in New York, he has a New Yorker way of negotiating. And if you read his book, which is basically Art of the Deal, this is what he says. There is a method to the madness. So for example, he makes an outrageous claim. And then he will pressure you. And then he will get a bit more and then he will praise you to the skies. This is what he actually does. But I think, for example, Russia is our ally and has been a partner, and we have to preserve that relationship.
Right.
But I completely disagree that, China, which is our biggest enemy, that we can somehow join and do America. You have to see it in protest. So you see where Trump, he has been for 10 years. When, he came to US on Republic Day, and they did this, Shaheen Bagh was happening and they did riots in Delhi. You see how measured his statement was. And when the other administration came, all this Kisan Andolan and all this nonsense, that started in the Biden administration. Even when he was 4 years out of the power, if you listen to it, what they are saying, he was insulting Zelensky, it's all right. But Trump actually means it. He has no respect for Zelensky. Actually, if you listen to his interviews in this 4 years, which I've been doing because I live in America and I was trying to follow politics, if there is one leader across the world that he actually respects genuinely, it's Modi. And it's not Puneet Sahani saying it. You just do an analysis of what, because this is a question he's often asked, okay, which is the world leader that you actually respect? And he says Modi is a good person and he's able. So, he's trying to negotiate in his American New Yorker way. But if you look at the 10 years, he has been an ally. For example, it was a lot of support from the Trump government that we put Pakistan on the FATF list. And when he was out of the power, Pakistan was taken out of that list. And the person and the country that was trying to stop Pakistan to go on the list and was pushing to get out of the list was China. So to assume that we will make some kind of alliance with China is completely nonsense. So we are living in a very dangerous neighborhood, and Pakistan and China are enemies. Russia is our ally. America, we actually share most values with, whatever administration comes and goes. And we have to balance all this. And this is part of geopolitics.
True.
This is my perspective.
No, nobody is here. I think none of our viewers or anybody in the panel has any doubt about the fact that China is an adversary and will always remain an adversary. But do you believe that, Puneet Sahani, does Trump have purchase for his position that he's taking vis-a-vis India? Or is he alienating even his own constituency, not just the MAGA base, but also within his own administration, advisors?
No, and then again, I will say, I have a background in economics, and a lot of people, it's okay, pay attention to words and, procedures. I look for outcomes. And I would like to challenge your guest and anybody, if they, we can have a debate on this. So let's take 40 years, not too long. In 40 years, if you look at the first Trump period, he was the most pro-Indian US president that we had in 40 years. Nobody can deny that. And the last administration, which was Biden, was the most antagonistic. They did this Bangladesh type, which is so dangerous for Indian national security. They did this thing. And if you look at it, if you want to say, all Indians are mere 1% of the US population, so they are no voting bloc, nothing. If you actually compare the statement that Modi has given for Bangladeshi Hindus, and if you compare the statement that Trump has given for Bangladeshi, he doesn't get anything from Bangladesh, but he has spoken in their favor. And that was actually the reason I went and voted for him as well. So, of course, he's negotiating with Russia and he wants to draw a wedge and he's saying this and he has this way of speaking.
Right.
But if you look at his record, his first term was the most pro-Indian administration that US was there in the last 40 years. That is my case.
But that's in the first term. Second term has something changed.